Welcome to Fantasy45 podcast. You got your host Noah Obsolete up in the house right here. We got Jared Williams up in here, Michael Smith up in here. It's gonna be a great show. We got the fantasy playoffs coming up. We got Thursday Night Football on TV. Things can't be any better right now. And I'm just hyped. I'm hyped. Oh, give me 1 sec, guys. Crap. Hello? Now? But no, we just started. We just started the podcast. You couldn't have told this to me any earlier. Oh, great. Oh, bye. Jesus Christ. Mike, you gotta go. Mike, just go. Bring in the ringer. Bring in the four stringer. Okay. All right. So we just had a little mishap there. I got a call from my agent that the PR department of Fantasy45 and the HR department of 45 was kind of it was problematic that we didn't have a diversity on the staff of the podcast, just 3 white guys, so they recommended we bring in one of our backup hosts.
This is embarrassing.
So it's Karan. Okay, we're gonna have to use a lot of Google Translate. Give me 1 sec.
Namaste, aap kaise hain?
Namaste, aap kaise hain, Karan?
I'm actually from Phoenix.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm actually from Phoenix, so.
Oh, they didn't brief
It's good. It's good.
Crap. I'm sorry about that.
HR is going to be upset about that one.
Yeah,
They might be.
They might be.
They have not been happy with me lately.
I can imagine.
Well, okay. Well, yeah, we got Thursday Night Football on right now, and I just gotta. I mean, even though he's a replacement for Michael this week, I gotta give it up to Karan right now. Karan, you have a stake in this TNF right now.
Yeah, as I said, I'm from Phoenix, so I'm a huge Arizona Cardinals fan.
Yeah, and you can see this guy's got a. Not only does he have his Cardinals hat on right now, but the stickers have remained. The stickers are still there, and only really cool guys can do that. I believe that. Right. That's why stickers come right off my hats. I think sometimes store clerks even take the stickers off just to make sure that I don't keep the stickers on. It's kind of embarrassing, but that's okay. And then a few minutes ago, he unzipped his jacket and reveals a pristine Larry Fitzy gloves up in here with the Cardinals logo on the gloves. And it just looks pretty hot.
Larry Fitz that's a great football name.
Oh, another great football name. I think we may not be very good at fantasy football up in here, but we're great at picking out good names for football.
That's 100% true.
Yeah. I mean, and when you first hear Larry, you hear Larry, and you're just like, oh, this name's not going to go well.
Right.
This name, it doesn't.
That's what I first thought.
Right.
Sometimes.
This name doesn't have a good ending. But then you hear Fitzgerald, and everything changes.
Everything comes together.
Wow. What a beautiful
name.
What a juxtaposition of first and last. Thanks, AP Lang. All right, so let's get into things. As usual, we're gonna start off with some Texas football, baby. Some UT Austin Longhorn spirit up in here.
Even though Michael's not here, Karan is still.
I'm still
a student.
Yes.
Of the University of Texas. He's still getting...
And a student of the game.
He's a student of the game. He still gets shafted by exams, just like all of us. But he possibly
Another thing PR is going to get really mad at us about.
Yeah.
He knows...
Rest in peace tuition.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace tuition.
Yeah.
Hey, just add $1 on every year. They will never find out.
Exactly.
If
that
you add
adds
$1,
up.
if you add 50,000 kids, that's like a used Beamer.
Exactly.
2014 BMW.
Fenvez,
and
that's why
they really need that money.
Fenvez be riding Beamers, so...
Yeah. Ooh, that could be like...
that could be a fantasy football team name.
Fenvez be riding Beamers. You heard it here first, folks. But, so let's... last week we just got our ass handed to us by TCU on a golden platter. This coming week, we're playing... I don't even know if you can consider them a team. They lost to 0-8 Baylor. But I say that with full confidence.
With a grain of salt.
Let's just take it back a year and remember that we're coming to UT. We're open-eyed freshmen, ready to take on the world, and we lose to Kansas for the first time in 80 years. So
Game-winning field goal.
that wasn't fun. to watch. This year, I think our defense is stepping it up. Offense, not so much. But I like our chances in this game. I like our chances so much that my prediction for this game with the over-under, the spread.
I don't even know if we need to look at the spread.
Well, let's just.
I'm going to go out on a whim.
Let's hear it.
I'm going to go out on a whim and say that Texas is going to win this ball game.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is my truth this
even
week.
With Texas
is Texas
terrible.
winning. Yes.
Okay.
Texas without their star defensive player, not named Malik Jefferson. Of course, I'm talking about Mr. Hollywood Holton.
Yeah, what happened to that guy?
He's going to be out ROS. Y'all know how I like to...
ROS. One more time, I'll throw you off this balcony, I swear to God.
That'd be impressive.
For all our new listeners, ROS means Jared can go jump off the balcony. Yeah.
What does RBBC mean? Because a lot of people don't know what that means.
Running, I'm going to go for it. Hold on. Running backs.
Yeah.
Because of the cloud.
Because of the cloud.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
That sounds false.
Right.
Does it, though? Does it? Okay. Well, what's your guys' prediction for the game? Let's hear it.
I got Texas by 24 points, at least.
Okay.
Okay, so we beat San Jose State by 50.
Yeah.
Beat Baylor by 30. This team just lost to Baylor.
We're at home, too.
We're at home. I say we beat this team by it's going to be 48, and I'll give them 3. 48 to 3.
It's a little generous.
All right, let's see.
Yeah.
The spread is looking like around 34.
Ooh.
But I'm going to go even higher. Ending score, isn't it crazy? Guys, isn't it crazy that the ending score of this week's Texas-Kansas game is Texas 50, Kansas 6.
Ooh. That is almost outrageous.
But isn't that crazy that that's the score? Crazy.
That's crazy how that
crazy
works. That you know
crazy
this.
How realistic that is.
And before we get into the NFL, which is what y'all came here for, we're gonna, because Jared says so many stupid things, and our new host on the show, I'm sure, is gonna be right up there with Jared. We're gonna give an over/under on stupid things said by both of y'all.
Yeah.
Last week, Jared had a personal best with 13 stupid things said. I'm gonna put it at 10 this week. I think he learned a little bit. Maybe he read up.
Yeah, I could agree.
I'm gonna put it on the over/under. What do you think is the over/under?
Well, if the over/under, if you're saying
10, that's my prediction. What's the over/under?
You can put it at 10. Might as well put it at 10.
I think the over/under should be around 8. I think that's what Vegas has it as.
I'm gonna take the under, honestly.
Under on 8. Over or under on 8?
For Jared?
Yeah.
Over. What?
What's your prediction?
I got 11.
Double digits? Dang.
Double digits.
See, I think
more than last week.
I think the stupid things Karan will say are going to outweigh my stupid things, so it's not going to be as noticed.
But is it quality over quantity?
Well, y'all just won't say, "Oh, that's something stupid," because y'all won't realize it's stupid because Karan's going to be over here saying even more stupid things.
Gotcha. What's Karan's over under?
I'm gonna go 6. Put it at the same as mine.
8.
Let's put it at 8.
But I think I'm gonna take the under on that one. I'm gonna go with 7. So 7 for Noah on Karan's stupid things, and 10 for Jared. Because you gotta go with the favorite, Jared, on this one.
Right. I mean, I appreciate that.
No problem. All right. So
finally the favorite for some.
let's all talk. Harsh.
I see how it
harsh. Let's talk about exactly. But you're already. Any new host is already a better host than Jared.
Then Michael. That's what you meant to say.
Michael was the guy we took out because of Jammin'. Michael hasn't been performing on Jammin', unlike other people, but
like me, because I know the most about fantasy. We'll get into that later, of course. Though.
So let's just get into our takeaways from last week. What's something that we can take away from last week's games that some insight into the future? I'm gonna get started. I have a few takeaways. I'm gonna kind of go through them quickly. Packers, completely matchup dependent. I don't like any Packer right now. Mm-hmm. I think that against the Bears this week, you can maybe start Jordy and Devontae, maybe even at flex. I don't really like Jordy at wide receiver 2. He doesn't have the upside anymore. But the backfield's looking harsh. I think Montgomery or Jones rest of the season, guys.
This is a little tough. I personally, the way Montgomery performed in the 1 or 2 drives he got, I think Montgomery could be better than Jones. And I know I've been saying Jones.
Pick one.
I'm going to say Montgomery.
Okay, pick one.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to say Jones.
I'm going to go with Jones as well. So I just think they know what Montgomery can do, but they like Jones a lot. I think he's young. I think without Rodgers, they kind of maybe given up a little bit, but Rodgers can still come back. We'll see how that goes. Other takeaways. We talked about Fuller last week. Will Fuller is going to be really matchup dependent. Wide receiver 3. I don't think he's even a flex.
I wouldn't even say wide receiver 3. I'd say flex. And I don't even know if it's
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's matchup dependent because he played the Colts last week.
Yeah,
Can't get much better matchup than that. And
all right, but obviously, until we see otherwise, Hopkins is a weekly starter.
Yep.
I think he's a low
16
end,
targets.
wide receiver 1. Last thing, both Saints running backs are I think Ingram's a low end running back, or I think they're both high end running back 2s. I think I can say it. High end. Both of them. I think they're both top 10, 12 running backs rest of the season. So yeah, let's hear your takeaways, guys.
You want to go first, Kron?
Yeah, I got you. Right now, my takeaway for the weekend was that we are not giving up on the Dolphins' offense just yet. But we are giving up on Kenny Stills. It's another man who is officially rest in peace to the
with
boy.
Parker back and Cutler back, because Matt Moore and Stills have that chemistry. It's over for Stills. So just drop him. I don't think you're gonna get any value for him.
Probably not at all.
Exactly, especially with Parker and Landry already on that team. But otherwise, their schedule's really tough to end the season, though. They got the Panthers, they got the Patriots twice.
Right.
The Bills twice. Those 4 division games.
Patriots are good for receivers, but
the Bills, it's going to be hard. And especially division games, those are tough.
Right.
So, it's not dead.
And Jay Cutler's the quarterback. All right, for my takeaway from last week, I'm going to go with the Bucs offense, much like the Packers offense, is pretty much dead.
Until we see otherwise, I think.
Right. We saw with like Jordy Nelson. Jordy Nelson, I feel like his value is pretty much dead. I feel like Mike Evans still has some value, even with Fitzpatrick in. If Winston comes back in, say, a couple weeks, I don't think Winston's the same top-tier quarterback as we once thought he was. So,
we knew Winston had character issues coming into the league, but you guys see him poking at the Saints secondary yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, on Sunday.
Right.
Marshawn Lattimore comes to the sideline and he just starts pushing his helmet. I mean, you talk about a guy who's not there for the team right now.
And you're down 30-3.
Yeah.
Right.
And he got his top wide receiver suspended. And because Mike Evans
Dirty
doesn't
play.
have to do that. He doesn't have to do that, but you got to defend your quarterback. But it was just terrible. Jameis Winston needs to step it up. Fitzpatrick, I think, was a good starter at some point. We'll talk about him a little more later.
But and then Doug Martin, real quick. Doug Martin with less than a point in most formats. The Bucs just aren't going to be running the ball because they're not going to be winning games.
Yeah.
Because their defense is ass, their offense is ass.
Yeah.
So now
people love the Bucs offense coming into this year.
I loved them.
Yeah, me too.
I drafted Doug and Evans, and now I've traded both of them.
Doug was only one of my 3 ride or dies this season have come through.
Right.
And Doug was one of them. But all right, let's continue. Okay, let's talk about our personal fantasy performance. And let me just say, before we get into jamming later, and I'm not too proud of the results of that, I was 3-0 this week in fantasy leagues.
Woo! Good work.
Thanks, guys. Can I get another quick clap?
Yes, of course. Here's
Feels good.
I feel like the
3-0.
positivity on the podcast is a lot better.
Yeah.
With Karan here.
Yeah.
We're more supportive of each other.
Was it worse with Michael?
Oh, yeah.
I actually,
there was some
since
tension.
the start of this podcast, I've stopped seeing my therapist. So.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
You canceled all the appointments?
Yeah, I had 2 up to the 15-minute mark, so we've canceled both of those. 2 phone calls. But yeah, so I'm liking this. I'm liking this.
I like it.
You like that?
Oh
damn.
Calm down, Kirk. Okay, so how did you guys do last week?
Well, you want to go first, Kron?
Sure. So, if you guys don't know, I'm in one league, and I'm under 500, but I have the best record one could possibly have.
Under
500.
500.
I got 4 wins.
That's so impressive.
Woo, good
last
work.
week I picked up my 4th win. Adrian Peterson really came through for me.
159 yards, baby.
159. A fumble, but 159.
On how many carries was it?
It was like 37.
Whoa.
37
30
carries.
30
32.
Feed him.
It might have been 39.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right.
Feed the man.
But I give high hopes in there. I think it's pretty. How many games behind are you in your division?
Oh, like this league is crazy. There are like 5 teams that are 5-4.
That's the best kind of league. That's the league you want to be in, where it's just you're on the tip of your toes, and no one's comfortable with how being at the end of the season being 7-2 or 2-7. So that's awesome. But
in my money league, the one with Michael, the one that we pretty much pay attention to the most, I squeaked out a victory. I told y'all to start Matt Forte.
Wait. How did that victory sound?
How did it sound?
Yeah.
It sounded like a squeak, like a mouse.
So let me hear it.
What do you mean? Oh, like a squeak, squeak.
Alright, that was much worse.
All right, so I played Matt Forte. He went off. I played T.Y. Hilton. He went off.
I think Matt Forte might be the new Matty Ice.
Because that's a different position.
Matt Ryan is more like Matt Lukewarm right now.
Moving on, I started Blake Bortles last week, and I'm glad I started Blake Bortles. He got me 18 points in my league. He threw for a touchdown, 260 yards. One of the crazy things about my league, though...
Just adding to the resume that he is really the GOAT.
Oh, he's definitely the GOAT. He's probably the best...
quarterback of all time.
Yeah, above Tom Brady. My league, the top 6 teams are 6-3. So it's going to be a dogfight. 6-3. The top 6. Where are you? I'm currently in 4th at 6-3.
And Mike?
Mike is 2nd at 6-3. He has 6 more points scored than me, which puts him above.
Wow.
So this is a
very exciting league.
And I'm 1 point away from being in 3rd place. So
cool. All right, let's continue.
Very competitively.
Let's get our games of the week going. I'm gonna start it off. My game of the week, we're going Dolphins Panthers. This is a Monday night game, and I like to put asterisks on all Thursday night and Monday night games, unless you got your studs playing. But you can really never predict what's gonna happen because it's just a different setting. Okay. I'm gonna go on a limb here and take Panthers over the Dolphins on this one. Like Karan said before, the Dolphins' offense is looking pretty good. Both running backs looked more efficient than Jay Ajayi was on that offense.
Right.
Of course, it was against the Raiders, but Kenyon Drake was the guy who could get it done on the ground. Damian Williams did get that one touchdown. That rhymed. That sounded real nice.
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't even planned. But even though Damian Williams put up more points, Kenyon Drake is going to be the guy who's going to get the carries right now. He went 9 for 69, so that's great yards per carry. And the receiving core just can't slow down. Obviously, Kenny Stills is not going to be an option anymore. But until noted otherwise, Landry and Parker, I think Landry's a mid wide receiver too. He has a really good floor. Very good floor. He's just, especially PPR, he's a wide receiver 1, I think.
Oh yeah.
Just he gets so many receptions. And Parker is one of my, not my ride or die, more like ride or get a serious injury. So I really like Parker this year, and even though he's been out for a long time, you added the games where he's not injured or didn't leave the game with an injury. He's averaging about, I think, 9 point standard, so that's awesome. Love me some Devontae Parker. On the other side of the ball, with
the Panthers.
Yeah, no, I knew that much.
Okay, I was just.
But with Funchess being the new wide receiver 1, I know Michael's a big fan of his. I like him this week a lot. I don't know about the rest of the passing game besides Christian McCaffrey, obviously. We're gonna have to see how Cam Newton can fare without Calvin Benjamin, and but still, I think the defense is too good. I think that it's gonna be closer than people think. My score is gonna be Carolina 20, Dolphins 16.
I think that's a pretty
fair
decent score.
Thanks, guys.
Fair score.
Thank you. That's really nice of you. Let's hear about your games of the week.
Well, my matchup of the week is going to be the Jets versus the Bucks. Talked a little bit about the Bucks
Very interesting
offense.
matchup. A lot of moving parts.
Lots of moving parts.
It's almost like a factory.
Yeah. It's like Deshaun Jackson could be seen as like a very good play this week with Mike Evans out. Even with Fitzpatrick there, I don't think really anybody in that Bucks offense is a good play at all.
Does Fitzpatrick have the beard right now?
He shaved the beard last week.
No way.
He shaved it, I'm pretty sure.
Wait, did he play better or worse without the beard? Here, I'm gonna look it up.
He shaved it at halftime.
All right, continue.
And then they lost. Moving on to the Jets. I love the Jets offense. I think Austin Seferian-Jenkins is going to have his way with the Bucs this week. I think the running back by committee in New Jersey is just the only good running back by committee in terms of the Jets. We got Bilal Powell and Matt Forte. I don't think McGuire is much of a play. If Forte is out, Bilal is a must play. He's going to go off. And if Forte plays, I think he's going to have another solid week.
Yeah.
That's basically all I have to say about that.
And my game of the week is New Orleans at Buffalo. It's
good game.
Great game. I think it's going to be a great game. New Orleans is on the rise, and Buffalo's really not playing that bad in NFC.
Yeah, except for last week.
Yeah.
Ooh. But I mean, there's still playoff contenders.
Yeah, exactly.
Both these teams. I mean, as you guys know, last week I like Saints for the Super Bowl, but Bills are my ride or die in the passing game. So yeah. But who do you like this week?
I mean, I like New Orleans over the Bills.
Score
away, and it's gonna be cold up there this weekend. So
what do you like?
17-13.
Low scoring game.
Score. It's gonna be like 10 degrees.
That's true.
That's true.
Because that's cold front.
Do you like either? So you like both defenses?
Oh, I like both defenses because
Saints
defense this year
they've actually stepped it up
really well. Like they've been in the laughing stock.
Yeah,
like,
in the past few years, right?
But this year, they're good. Defense.
One of my buy lows in the past was the Falcons passing offense because they play the Saints twice in the playoffs, and like that was juicy. Not anymore.
Not at all.
I think for this game, score. I'm going Saints, 27, Bills 14.
Yeah, I feel like that's more looking like what it's going to happen. Saints are just a good team. They're
good.
going to compete
for
a
well-rounded team.
Right, but just I like I like your point about the weather a lot. The Bills, I mean, Buffalo's cold as hell.
Yeah,
they're used to that shit.
Shady's probably going to have a good game though.
I think.
I
mean, he's obviously still. You never take him out of the lineup.
Yeah.
It's one of those guys you just like to have because you don't have to think about starting him. But
right.
I don't know if this is a 15, 20 point week.
Right.
So, but what's your score?
Yeah, I don't think the Saints will score more than 30. I'm going to say somewhere around 28 to 10.
Okay.
In terms of the Saints.
Okay. Nice. Okay. Anything else in the Saints Bills?
No, not really. I think that's just going to be a really entertaining game.
Yeah.
Just love.
What about the for the rest of the season, Bills passing offense? Obviously, they just got Kelvin Benjamin. The rest of the wide receivers, you got Jordan Matthews, Deontay Thompson, and then you got Charles Clay coming back. What do you think about Charles Clay coming back? He was doing amazing before the injury.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he's still available in your league, I think now's the time to get him. He could play this week. I don't think you should play him in your team this week. It's kind of like with Danny Woodhead coming back.
Yeah, and the Saints have a pretty good.
Right.
I mean, last week Cameron Brake had 9 yards total.
Damn.
Against the Saints. So
yeah, I mean, if you're coming back from any sort of surgery or any sort of long-term injury, I don't think you should play him.
One league with Kelsey on bye, so I am starting him.
Yeah.
We're not even certain that he is starting, so we'll have to see. But I know one of my friends. He was trying to ask me for advice. I know it's crazy. Someone asked me for advice, but and he asked. I said, "Oh, Charles Clay's in the waiver. Pick him up." And this is a 12-man league, and he said, "Why would I pick him up? I already have Gronkowski, and he's passes by." I said, "Yeah, but when he comes back, and with the Bills' passing defenses that they have faced in the next few weeks, which are terrible, and Clay starts putting up numbers." If you can sell him before the trade deadline for most leagues, which is November 22nd, I think. Mm-hmm. So like 2 weeks ish. But if he has a good game, or you can kind of tell someone like if someone's riding Jack Doyle and doesn't have a good game or something, he's a great trade target, especially with people who don't have. If you don't have a tight end going into the playoffs and you're gonna have to stream tight ends, it's really uncomfortable.
Right.
So or when the games really matter.
Mm-hmm.
So target those guys without tight ends. Tight end's such a thin position this year. So if you can pick up Charles Clay and you already have a tight end, go for it just for the trade value.
Right.
And I also have to add that Tyrod Taylor is a much better quarterback than
people give him credit for.
Give him credit for. So
fantasy wise, I don't know about real life.
I think real life he's
decent.
Underrated.
He's decent.
He's not the traditional quarterback. Obviously,
right.
He's very scrappy.
That's why I don't like
any yards.
I don't like any Bills receivers just because. Like, he'll drop back the same amount of times as, like, Tom Brady in a game, but he'll only throw, like, half the amount of passes. just because he likes to scramble so much.
Well, I obviously disagree with that.
You do?
Yeah, Bill's passing offense is my ride or die.
Really?
Do you even listen to podcasts?
No, I've never.
What you don't do the homework assignments I assign you to analyze the podcast every week?
Well, I mean, I would have, but I was doing my.
Do we have a fifth stringer?
My physical chemistry.
All the backups left. All right, I guess we're gonna finish the episode with you.
That's fine.
All right. Well,
it's okay.
Let's continue. It's your game of the week.
Well, maybe if you were listening to the podcast,
you already did all of our
you would have realized that we already did all of our games of the week.
Oh, I forgot Mike wasn't here. I was trying to,
Yeah. No, it's fine. You were trying to see what he was thinking about the Jags game this week.
All right. Well, let's continue. What's your guys' upset this week? My upset this week is even without Zeke, and but by Sunday, it'll probably. So right now he's suspended.
Right.
But by Sunday, he'll probably get back on.
Right.
Then the whole 6 games will be taken away. Then it'll be 4 games, and then it'll be maybe 2.5 games.
Right.
Then he'll get suspended again for 6.
Yeah.
Then he'll get expelled from the league forever, and then he'll get suspended. So I think he'll be suspended for this game. And I like even without Zeke, I like the Cowboys over the Falcons. Even though it's in Atlanta, Dak's just hot.
Yeah.
Dak's really good at football, and
very good.
Atlanta's just disappointing this year after this solid year they had last year. So yeah, that's my upset. What's your upset?
Well, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one, but my main.
Let's just get real quick scores for that game. I'm gonna go Dallas. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be 30. Atlanta, I think 28.
I got 24-10 Cowboys.
24-10.
27-24 boys on this one.
Nice. Okay, and let's hear you guys' upset.
Well, for mine, I don't know, I was talking about the Dolphins passing game earlier. I'm going to have to say the Dolphins over the Panthers. Right now they're a 9-point. Panthers are favored by 9 points. I don't know. The Dolphins are just a scrappy team all around. I think the introduction of Drake and Williams has kind of opened up their offense a little bit because they're not just trying to force feed Ajayi. Jay Cutler's not completely ass. I mean, he's pretty bad, but
he's terrible.
No, he's been doing all right.
He's managed. But yeah, I got the Dolphins by 3, 17-14.
Okay. And earlier in the podcast, I said my prediction, and I'm going to stick to that one, and I don't remember what it is. What's yours?
I actually have the Chargers over the Jags. Upset of the week to this week.
Why?
Because you know what?
Where is the game?
It is
in. Drumroll, please. It's in Jacksonville too.
Yeah, but
that's not really home field advantage.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think Jags fans. I think Michael Smith.
You guys know?
The only Jags
quick
fan
fun fact: most populous city in Florida, Jacksonville.
Really
Interesting.
That's the.
You actually do learn something on this podcast.
That's true.
All right.
This is NPR.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's my joke.
Yeah, I know. I'm never going to do that again.
Yeah. No.
Can I just say?
That's the kind of respect I want in this podcast. Right when I call you out for something, I want you to say the words, "I'm never going to do that again."
Can I
not sorry. Not I apologize. I'm never going to do that again.
Can I just say one thing real quick? Can we get a quick shout out to AJ?
Quick shout out to AJ
for the mic.
AJ. Hey, do you and your idiot friends want to start a podcast or maybe make some bad music? Or maybe like a sound bite?
Wait, can you repeat that one more time?
All right, let's rewind the tape. A sound bite. Get a roommate named AJ. AJ, it's not the name. I mean,
it's the game.
It's thanks. Yeah. Yeah. It's not the name, it's the game. And that's trademarked, so kids, if you write that on your homework, you're going to get fined.
Right.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Or get copyrighted like we did last week. But,
when you become a big shot. Well, when you become a big shot, everyone's trying to get you to lose. Everyone.
Right.
But, you just take the stake.
Right.
You play the game.
Right.
You take it, and you give it to them. Is that AP? Is that... I see something.
That is Andre Ellington.
No!
Andre Ellington is in at the goal line.
Oh my God! I swear to God!
Oh
my God!
my God!
Oh my God!
That is Andre Ellington's first touchdown of the year. And it's a run
least
at the
favorite
1 yard
person
line.
in the world.
Garbage vulture.
Yep.
We got Adrian Peterson,
Screw
21
Cardinals.
carries for 29 yards,
Woo!
and Andre Ellington, 2 carries for 4 yards and a touchdown. You know who scored more points in that game? Andre Ellington.
Actually, I think Adrian Peterson has 1 point tonight, even though he's 29 yards, because he fumbled.
No.
He had a fumble.
He did fumble. Wait.
Damn.
So he has 2.9 minus 2. We have a point on the board.
0.9.
Wait, does he have any receptions? Oh, wait, he had a reception for 13.
13 yards.
All right.
Guy. I was like,
the extra point is blocked.
Wow. I'm a Cardinals fan, everybody, so.
What are the odds Arizona wins this game? We have 20 seconds left. Seattle's up 22-16.
A negative percentage.
Okay.
They just
All right, let's get back on track. We are super easily distracted. We are children. But let's continue. We went through all the upsets, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Who's your guys' truth this week?
My truth this week?
My truth. And just for our new viewers, truth is just who is the truth?
Right.
Don't ask Jared this question.
We're gonna put some rules.
We
on
put some
this
rules
now.
on it. We got some PR came in again. I shouldn't have hired so many people in PR. It's a bad move. But PR came in again and said we're gonna have to fire Jared if he keeps picking weekly starters for his truth.
Yep.
Melvin Gordon against one of the bottom 5 rushing defenses. Wow,
sounds like
what
good
a
pick.
What a great pick. Alvin Kamara against the struggling, breaking apart one of the worst defenses in the league, the Buccaneers. Wow,
sounds like a
good pick. And let me just say, he was right on both of them. They both put up huge numbers, but we're no longer allowed to pick obvious guys. Gimmies, yeah. So I have 2 truths this week, and
Wow. No way.
Oh no, apparently. Sorry, we're watching the game. I have 2 truths this week, and you might hear these
truths.
Yeah, you might hear these names later in the podcast in a little jamming league. But I have 2 truths, both under number 15 in the ESPN running back rankings. One is Orleans Darkwa, not a great name for football.
I
like it. Bottom 5
NFL.
Bottom 5 NFL names. And then Orleans Darkwa going against the worst rushing defense 2 years running. So at least San Francisco's winning at something. And
like that matchup.
Yeah. And then my other truth is if whoever's starting in the Jets backfield, especially if Forte is out, I like Powell. All right, truths. Let's hear him.
I'm going to go to that Giants game also just because the 49ers are a hot mess. Hot mess. I'm going to go on the other hand though and go with the receiver for the Giants in Sterling Shepard. Besides Sterling Shepard, they have Evan Ingram, and that's who they have. And Eli Manning, despite him being terrible, he still throws the ball a lot. And who's he going to throw to? He's going to throw to Shepard or Ingram, or they're going to run.
Or Orleans Darkwa.
Orleans Darkwa is not going to get very many catches because he's a thick man. He likes to run the ball.
Thick with PCs.
Yeah, when we played running back in the league, we didn't get many catches because we're thick men.
Right. We can put it on the goal line like Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, we're refrigerators. Well,
right.
You're the refrigerator, I'm the freezer.
Exactly.
I keep it cold. You keep it cool.
All right.
Hey,
Sterling Shepard.
Hey, if you guys your refrigerator and freezer services, we'll stand in your kitchen and hold your food for you.
Karan, who's your truth?
That's a perfect segue. My truth this week is the Lions backfield.
Woo!
Yep.
Man up to my heart. I love you.
Because right now Cleveland is terrible in every facet, every way.
I love you.
If you're in PPR league, Theo Riddick, gotta start him. You know he's a great catcher out of the backfield. Watch him to get a lot of receptions this week. And Amir Abdullah, last week he had 20 plus carries. The week before, I'm pretty sure he had 20 plus carries. And this week, he's gonna have 20 plus carries.
Even though I love to hear somebody pick a Lions running back, I gotta disagree with you, man.
Yeah, I don't really understand this pick.
Last week, Abdullah had so many opportunities for goal line rushes. The Browns' defense is not as bad as people think.
It's pretty bad.
I think that the running backs combine for 12 in standard. Yeah.
I just don't think that. I think Amir Abdullah is.
Give me a number. The running backs combine for how many points in standard?
25 plus.
5. I love it.
25
You know what?
plus.
I love it. I told you what I think, but I love it. All right, let's go to some buy lows.
Some bags, only got $20 in my pocket.
You know what?
What a bop.
So Macklemore obviously is not as big of a name today, but people hate that song because it was overplayed. But I still like that song. It's not,
Still?
be honest.
Still?
I mean,
Wait.
dude, I don't like the idea that songs can have time frames. It's not one of my favorite songs. I'm not gonna pull it up at the party or pull it up on my. But I still appreciate it.
So you're a...
I think it's a very creative song.
I think you're right that songs don't usually have time frames, but this is one of them.
This is one of
This
those.
is just a song that
one of the
just-
rare
Alright,
cases.
A more rigid time frame. Call Me Maybe or Thrift Shop.
About the same,
Yeah,
About
I'll say
the
they were
same.
released about the same, right?
right?
Probably not. I mean, they're both from the 90s.
Time frame of 2.5 months,
2.5 months.
and then after that, it's
All
just
right.
little
Well,
kids.
I don't love it. It's not Thrift Shop is not my truth of the week, but I'll start him.
It could be a buy low.
A buy low.
Milo.
Okay.
Speaking of
Song
buy
of the
low,
Speaking of buy lows,
Yeah.
here's my buy lows. I'm gonna go through them real quick. Jay Ajayi, last chance to get Jay Ajayi for low. People are scared that Blunt and that guy who got 2 touchdowns from the
Corey
backfield
Clement.
Thank you. Corey Clement got 2 touchdowns from the backfield last week. People are gonna think I don't know what they're gonna think. Jay Ajayi is not one of the most powerful offenses in the league. They have a really easy playoff schedule. Go get Jay Ajayi. He's a running back 1 rest of the season, and he's gonna be from now going forward. He's a top 8 running back. Isn't that crazy?
let's
Other buy lows.
you want to smack that on the wall, Noah?
Oh, it's already smacked on the wall.
Ooh.
Other buy lows. Chris Hogan coming back. He's still gonna be a top target for the best quarterback in the league besides Blake Bortles.
Obviously.
Michael Crabtree, phenomenal playoff schedule. If you're sitting pretty at 7-2 or something, and you can afford getting Crabtree for low, you have some nice bench. Go grab Crabtree. And Stephon Diggs coming off for a few weeks of injuries.
Good football name.
Good football name.
Good football
And
name.
good football player.
Very true. Very true.
All right. Let's just go through this. I'm gonna go through let's just finish the buy lows. Let's hear them.
Okay, so my buy low is Cam Newton. Right now, I mean, last couple of years he's had mediocre seasons after his MVP season. This year he's actually ranked the 7th best fantasy quarterback.
Without his buy yet.
But doesn't matter.
Nice try.
Because
It's a
look
big
at
big
the
factor.
defenses- Look at the defenses he's facing right now. He's gonna face the Dolphins. It's a meh defense. Jets, meh defense. Falcons, meh defense.
Terrible.
Bucks, terrible defense.
Yeah.
I like Cam Newton. If you can give up,
He's quarterback 10 right now on average.
okay, on average, well, and ESPN,
Which is
ESPN
which is
ranks
good.
7.
Which is-
which is not bad. I mean,
Right below Drew Brees.
so
Yeah,
right.
not bad actually. So if you're somebody saying, you know what, they have a Wentz on the team and he's outperforming and they just don't want Cam Newton anymore.
Yeah.
Or it's a good quarterback, something like that. Go get Cam Newton because he's gonna have rushing touchdowns. He's gonna have some games where he puts 350 for 4 touchdowns. He's gonna have a couple of those games in
He's
there.
still
definitely in the playoffs.
he's still MVP from a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still that talent.
I don't know.
Let's see that.
I don't know if he's still that talent, but he's still
Lost-
I see.
he has
Lost
the award in his
Kelvin Benjamin, excuse me. But I think
He's getting back Greg Olsen in a few weeks too.
getting
Yeah,
back
I
by
mean-
Golson. He's got McCaffrey in the backfield to toss too.
Yeah, I like besides
Yeah, I like
weeks
him as a buy
13,
low.
14 in the buy, I like him a lot too. I don't know about a buy low. I wouldn't put too much for him, but yeah, I like him.
And then other buy lows for the rest of the season, playoffs. If McCaffrey in non-PPR, if somebody's still not a believer, I'd say go get him. He's due for more touches. And then Devontae Freeman, I think, is another good buy low if you don't have to give up too much for him.
Yeah.
So,
All right, cool.
Well, over here. I got a bunch of buy lows just because
Rattle them out.
I could not think of any sell highs, so I'm just gonna
Go.
do double with the buy
All
lows.
right, we'll take it.
Couple that I don't know how low you can get him for. AJ Green and Demarius Thomas. AJ Green's just got too much talent to be playing that way. Demarius Thomas, I think with Brock Osweiler at the quarterback, he's going to throw deeper balls, which are going to play into Demaryius Thomas's favor and not Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders could be your sell. I don't know how high you can get him to sell, but I would sell him. Another buy low, Orleans Darkwa. I think he's very good going forward. And then my quarterback for the playoffs that I think you should be targeting, much like Cam Newton, is Marcus Mariota. He's got a very easy playoff schedule, except he's facing Jacksonville in Week 17. But I know some formats don't play Week 17 because it's the last week.
A large majority of formats don't play 17.
Right. Yeah. So I think Mariota, he's got a very easy schedule. I think he's going to pick it up. So I think he'd be a good person to target.
All right, let's a little bit of sell highs. As usual, I like Chris Thompson as a sell high. They got a different kinds of defenses coming up for the Redskins. Chris Thompson was performing too well to keep that up, and then, Josh Jackson's going to get involved more. T.Y. Hilton is my number one sell high of all time. If you can sell him before this week, in standard right now, he is
going forward. What is he? A wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3,
4, 6. He's a 6th overall in average scoring right now in standard leagues. T.Y. Hilton, who has 3 good weeks really. After his 4th best week, 4.9 standard points. So, and he has the worst schedule rest of season. I think he's low end wide receiver 2 rest of season.
Wow.
It's just Jacoby Brissett's talented. He'll have one more breakout game in there. You just can't predict. Listen to these defenses: Pittsburgh, and then we got the bye, and then we got Tennessee, who's on the up. We got Jacksonville, Buffalo, Denver, Baltimore, all really tough passing defenses. Sell him now. Will Fuller, if you can. I don't think you can. And then Juju Smith-Schuster, I really like as a sell right now. There's no way he can keep up 197 yards. And Antonio Brown just going to be there the rest of the way. Martavis is still there. Yeah.
I like that.
Any sell highs?
My sell high just played Adrian Peterson. Obviously not as much as a sell high anymore.
He picked him before the game started, we
before
promise.
the game started, I was like, okay, he was coming off $159, 37 carries,
Yeah, against the worst running. He only averaged 4 yards against the worst running defense in the league.
Numbers lie sometimes, and definitely the truth came out today, but honestly, I don't think you can get as much from him as you would have if you traded him before. It's become kind of terrible fantasy advice.
Yeah.
It's like me telling y'all to trade for Amari Cooper the night he gets.
I still think he's a sell high too.
Yeah, because if you can get something out of him, the Cardinals O-line is terrible, and people will still try to buy into the fact that
their team is
the best
terrible.
running back of our generation. The Cardinals team is also terrible as well, so try just sell him any way you can.
And all right, so let's get into jamming a little bit.
Jamming.
Jared, take us in.
My favorite.
What is jamming? Real quick.
Jammin's our mini fantasy. We might have to change the name.
Yeah.
Jammin's our mini fantasy league here. Jared, Michael, Noah, but I think it's Jokin now. Jared, Karan, Noah, Jokin League.
I like how my name is first because I'm first.
Yeah, and even though it's the JMN is the order right now.
Right.
Let's hear about it.
All right, so for our viewers who just want a quick update on what it is, in case you forgot, we pick a quarterback outside the top 10 in terms of rankings for this week in non-PPR leagues, 2 running backs outside the top 15, 2 receivers outside the top 15, and a tight end not named Zach Ertz, Gronkowski, or Kelsey. This week,
2 of those are out.
This week, 2 of those are on bye, so we're just not going to pick any of the top 3, so that's Ingram, Graham, and Gronkowski.
Yep.
Last week, I brought home the W again. This is just something that we see
week in and week out.
It's a week in and week out thing. And I played Alfred Morris thinking that Zeke would be suspended, and I still won. Won.
I was 3-0 this week in my fantasy leagues.
This is why I run jamming. This is why we
had to take Michael off because obviously he can't take me off because I'm very important.
Right, he's the host.
Michael is obviously smarter than Jared, but somehow Jared just keeps going through the jamming.
So right now Noah is 1-5 in jamming.
I coughed too late.
I'm 5-1. Michael is 3-3. But this week we got a newcomer. and his name is Karan Kanantala.
And he's going to take the place of Michael this week.
Yeah.
Karan, you want to start with your team first?
Let's hear the roster.
My team at quarterback, we have Marcus Mariota out of Oregon. He's facing Pittsburgh this week. We got.
Now you gotta say every player's college now.
He's not facing Pittsburgh this week. The Colts are facing Pittsburgh.
He's playing Cincinnati.
Oh, Cincinnati. Shoot.
Same
Another
thing.
AFC North
Same
team.
same thing.
Yeah,
same difference.
Same difference. Anyways, it's a good matchup. Anyways, you got Amir Abdullah at Cleveland. I'm doubling down on my Lions backfield prediction. Kenyon Drake, Carolina. I think that's a good matchup, especially with the Miami offense performing a lot better in the recent weeks. And
Right.
I have at receiver. So I was gonna say Marquise Lee, but he's questionable. So in case he's out, I'm gonna say Rashard Matthews again. He's against Cincinnati.
Well, you got Marquise Lee if he's playing.
Yeah, I got Marquise Lee if he's playing, and then I have Robert Woods.
I think it's a good play.
Another rule change, real quick.
And then Charles Clay.
Sorry about that. Charles Clay, nice. That's one of my guys. Another rule change. If one of your guys you like is injured or questionable or doubtful, you can have a backup ready to go in case they don't play or in case they're going in, limited playing time, and we can that'll be counted in the score. All right. So what we do every week in jamming, obviously this week joking. The joking league is we privately behind closed doors we have little cubbies, make sure that we're not cheating off each other.
Right.
And me and Jared are just such handsome, smart young men
So true.
that we picked extremely similar teams. Let's just say them at the same time.
Let's do it. Who's
You say the positions. We'll say who we got.
Okay, at quarterback.
Josh McCown.
First running back.
Matt Forte.
Unless
And
he's
then Bilal
injured,
Powell if he doesn't
then we
play.
have Bilal Powell.
And
Same
second
thing.
running back.
Orleans Darkwa.
Oh my God, this is the first receiver.
Devontae Parker.
Second receiver.
Sterling
Devin Funches.
Shepard.
Devin Funches.
All right, so the only difference right now we have is I have Sterling Shepard. He has Devin Funches.
Devin Funches, and then at tight end, I have Cameron Brate.
And I have Austin Safarian Jenkins.
They're going head to head.
They are going head to head. We shall see
Who is less terrible?
who is the Jammin' champion, and it'll be me.
Joking.
The joking champion is going to
Michael's not here anymore.
That's true. He's
How
gone.
much do you beat me by this week?
Me?
Given that super similar. Give me more than
10 points.
10 points. All right, I'll say
Or
beat
you could
you
be
by
by-
4 points.
I'm
less confident because I'm 1-5.
There we go.
Awesome. All right, Jamin's out of the way, and let's go to some hot topics. Whew. Damn, she got really hot.
Woo.
In here?
Just took out my.
It's cold outside too. Why is it so hot in
Take
here?
off my cardigan real quick.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna take off my whole.
He's wearing it too.
Jacket.
Also, before we get into hot topics,
Hey.
can I just give a shout out to Noah's mom?
Shout out to Noah's mom.
Thank you for being a good supporter. We love you over here.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
That's okay.
Continue with what you were.
I'd like to say, can you say the line that I told you to say if you ever mess up? It was something along the lines of "I will never."
Oh, I will never say that again, Noah. I'm sorry.
No. I just want to.
I'll just never hear.
I will never say that again.
I will never say that again.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I love
All
you.
Hot topics. We got the Cowboys backfield. So, like I said before, Zeke's gonna be suspended and then unsuspended about over under till Sunday.
Over under the amount of times that
It
overturned.
switches back and forth.
Realistically, 4, but jokingly 10.
Realistically,
I'm gonna take the over on both of those.
I'm gonna go. I think in the area of 26 to 28. I think
26 28.
times it'll be switched back and forth.
Yeah. And then if he ends
Before
up
Sunday.
playing, that's how many points he will score.
Ooh.
I think
No correlation.
it
No
looks like
correlation
he's
at
not
all.
gonna
Just
play.
so happens to be that.
But I still like. I mean, I think the Cowboys are a smart team. I think they're gonna figure it out. I think they're gonna figure out who to play, who has the hot hand, and I like it. Any thoughts on that backfield?
I mean,
We're gonna have to see, obviously.
obviously, But, I mean, it's pretty much established that Alfred's going to be the play. If Zeke isn't starting, I think Alfred's a good running back, too.
How do you...
And I don't think Rod Smith or McFadden are worth playing this week.
I think it'll be RBBC, so I just stay away from all of them until that situation gets figured out. Kind of like the Dolphins' backfield, because you really can't trust any of them at this point to get that touchdown or that.
Right. I think Drake's a solid flex play.
Yeah.
Williams, if you need someone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe everyone got by. All right, another hot topic. Mike Evans suspended for a game because he was defending his quarterback who was stupid.
Can I just say something real quick? I got to defend Michael over here for a second. So Mike Evans completely decks him, Lattimore. Great rookie, by the way. But he gets suspended a game, and AJ Green, who chokeholds a defenseless Jalen Ramsey. Yeah, Jalen Ramsey pushed him, but it was literally just a shove. That kind of stuff happens all the time. It happened with Josh Norman and Des Bryant. No ejections, no suspensions. But just because AJ Green fought back, that's why they suspend Ramsey. Puts him in a chokehold twice, throwing punches. Ramsey's not fighting back at all.
Who was stupider this week, AJ Green or Mike Evans?
AJ Green.
AJ Green. And he didn't get suspended.
He got thrown out.
He did get thrown out. So did Evans, though.
Who is more talented?
AJ Green.
AJ Green.
Is
Mike Evans. More talented.
And if we're talking about talent from receivers,
who would you want on your team?
AJ.
If you had an NFL franchise.
AJ Green.
He's so
good.
Mike Evans.
If we're taking out age factor,
I think AJ Green has been like the higher pick in drafts. He's like, I mean, in many years he's been that top 3 player, behind Brown and Julio. But I mean, I just think Mike Evans. You've seen some of those catches.
He's very good. They're
Mike
very
Evans
similar.
Is one of my favorite fantasy players.
For sure.
Jay Ajayi. That Eagles backfield. I mean,
I love him going forward.
Is there any reason to keep Blunt or Clement on your team?
Clement could be a sneaky play, but
flash.
I think Ajayi, they didn't really work him into the offense enough because he's new, you know?
They were playing, they were pretty much playing a Pee Wee.
Right. Yeah.
Pee Wee League.
But also the Eagles are going to be up in games a lot, so they're going to want to be running the ball, running the clock out. I think that's just going to make Ajayi thrive.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing is they're pretty much guaranteed for the playoffs right now, so they might be wanting to. I know they want to get Ajayi, affiliated with the offense and kind of getting to know it, what his role is. But I think that Blunt and I don't know if I'm dropping. I think 10-man league I'm dropping Blunt, and 12-man I don't know if I'm dropping Blunt yet. Corey Clement I don't want to do anything until we see some more.
Right.
Quick thing. Let's rank the value of some waiver wire pickups this week. So we got 5 guys right here. I want you guys to each rank them, and then we're gonna talk about it a little bit.
Okay. Who we got?
We got
what's up?
Danny Woodhead.
Okay.
Charles Clay. Greg Olson. Teddy Bridgewater. And Josh Gordon. So value on the pickup. Pretending you need someone at every position. All right, I'm gonna put 30 seconds on the clock.
Wow.
$15 seconds. Three, 2, 1. All right. So let's hear it, guys.
The reason I said wow is because you named them in the exact order that I ranked them.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
number 1 pickup, I got Danny Woodhead. I've been a firm believer that Danny Woodhead is a stud. Can he stay healthy? I don't know, but he only has to play half the season, so maybe he can make it through. But he's just so good that I think he's a solid running back too. And if you can pick him up,
112, but he's still playing.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I like Charles Clay. Charles Clay is just one of the most solid tight ends. Then Greg Olson right behind him. Teddy B number 4. Josh Gordon number 5.
Nice.
I don't like Teddy B or Gordon.
I got my guy Clay number 1, Woodhead number 2, Greg Olson number 3, I just switched Clay and Woodhead from you.
Right, which is completely fine.
Clay, just the passing offense is so good. He's been great this year without injury. Woodhead, especially in PPR, I think PPR would put him ahead of Clay.
Yeah.
Olsen, just such a solid player in that offense. Teddy Bridgewater, a much better team around him.
Yeah.
I really like him. If you have the kind of like 12 through 15 quarterback on the roster, go grab Teddy B. He could be a real sleeper.
He's got
I picked him up.
He's got a good receiving core, and he's got McKinnon out of the backfield to throw to,
and a much better defense, and a much better offensive line than he had last time. So he's gonna.
We'll see if he starts.
I mean, he hasn't played football in a year and a half, but yeah. And then Josh Gordon, huge gamble, but I think the most upside here.
Yeah,
he's crazy. Did you guys hear Josh Gordon said?
Yeah,
so
but he was on.
Never played a game sober.
Right.
Never played a game sober. I actually also kind of similar to my career when we were playing running back.
I remember that.
You played fullback.
Right. Every once in a while I was a quarterback.
It was the Oilers. That's why you guys don't remember.
Yeah, and, it's before your time.
And we would switch off who drinks and who smokes before every game.
Right.
Yeah. It was.
And who did heroin?
Right.
No. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right.
Kron and I went to Taco Bell earlier. We
ran into a heroin addict at Taco Bell.
But she's
100
days clean. So congratulations.
We were joking. Don't be like Josh Gordon.
Fantasy45.
Get 200 yards a game for many weeks, but don't do that.
Okay, so my order: Charles Clay, because he's a stud tight end. I got Josh Gordon number 2.
Woo!
Actually,
damn,
because he's never played a game sober. This would be the first time he's played a game sober. He had 1,600 yards that one season.
Two straight games, 200 yards.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Last year we saw a really talented receiver, Terrell Pryor, who wasn't considered that good of a. I mean, he's a great athlete, but when that wide receiver 1 comes onto the Cleveland Browns team, I mean, they're just passing the whole game. They're always behind, and if Josh Gordon is anywhere near as talented as he was, I mean. And he's gonna be sober. Like, this guy could be the coming of Christ. Like,
for real. Like, this is crazy. And he's still not owned in most leagues. So he's coming back. He's coming back week 13. You need him for the playoffs. He'll be really good by then because it's just gonna throw the ball to him all the time. But they're just gonna throw the ball to him all the time.
Let's hear the rest.
And then number 3, Greg Olsen. He's also coming back late November, so you just need him for the playoffs. Gonna be a quality pickup. And I got Danny Woodhead number 4 and Teddy B number 5. I'm not really as high on Woodhead because the entire passing situation is really kind of terrible.
All right, we have a brand new segment. It's called Wow, and it's where we look at Matthew Berry's love-hate for the week and go wow at all his super duper smart picks.
Right.
All right, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right, and don't feel limited to just saying "wow." You can say many different, many
emotions.
Different things, emotions, whatever comes to you.
Well, he's a very smart, person.
Man. All right, Matthew Stafford against Cleveland, a very good team.
Really?
Wow.
Really?
Wait. That's crazy.
All right. Philip Rivers, he doesn't like against the number 1 passing defense.
I would have never guessed.
Wow. Is there any receivers?
He gets paid doing this?
Running backs he likes. Oh my God, Alvin Kamara had 25 standard points last week, and he's playing
another easy defense.
Which is Buffalo.
Wow.
Great pick, Matthew. And then running backs he doesn't like. Oh, Doug Martin with a brand new quarterback, and the best receiver is out, and they're going to be behind the whole game.
Who would have thought?
Wow. Good job, Matthew.
He scored 1 point last week.
Wow.
Maybe he's not a good play.
No, I mean 1 point.
I don't think so.
Number 1.
Yep.
Pass catchers he liked last week. Wow, Marvin Jones had 2 touchdowns. Golden Tate had 113 yards last week, and they're playing the Browns. Wow. Wide receiver he doesn't like. Oh my God! Look, it's Keenan Allen against the best passing defense in the league. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Defenses to stream. Chicago Bears against Brent Hundley at home. Wow. Patriots against the crumbling cookie of the Denver Broncos.
Ooh.
Wow.
Interesting.
New York. You guys want to finish it?
No. It's okay.
Wait, I can do this.
Screw Matt.
I can do this. New York Jets against it's crumbling like a cake, like a coffee cake. Tampa Bay.
Coffee cake.
Wow.
Coffee cake.
Tennessee Titans.
Titans.
Oh, that's where it's over.
No's had enough.
I think this
Tennessee
bit's
Titans
done.
against the 28th ranked overall offense.
Wow.
At home. Wow. Wow, Matthew Berry, the king of fantasy football.
What a man. He gets paid a lot of money.
He gets paid a lot of money.
You know, we should feature him on Fantasy45.
You know, yeah, we'll have him one day. But you know, I probably will replace him. But yeah. All right, guys. What a great episode.
What a great ride.
Thank you, Karan, for joining us today.
Shout out to Karan.
A clutch.
Karan, you have any shout outs or like plugs?
Shout out.
Maybe a Twitter handle.
Shout out my dog. Shout out my Twitter at Kmart Kanatala, like the store.
Have fun spelling that.
Yeah. For real. Kanatala. You know.
Kanatala.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
We love you.
See you next week.
Good weekend.
Shout out all the pairs.
Go Lions.